Welcome to the prestigious forum of the Society for Endangered and Lesser Known Languages, also called SEL, which was founded in the year 2011 by Professor Kavita Rastogi, with the aim to revitalize lesser known and endangered languages by bringing together like-minded people to document such languages, describe their grammars, prepare dictionaries and pedagogical materials for the native communities. The team SEL has been working on several indigenous languages for the purpose of preservation and documentation, and is also taking initiative to reach a larger community of dedicated researchers and professionals, and is making effort to provide grants and scholarships to facilitate research in the remote corners of our country. SEL also organizes the International Conference of Endangered and Lesser Known Languages, also called ELKL, every year in various universities and institutes across the country, and makes provision for the linguists and language activists to publish their work on the lesser known and endangered languages in their bilingual, biannual, peer-reviewed e-journal called Vak Manthan. Most importantly, SEL encourages, instructs, and trains dedicated researchers through various workshops, online lectures, and various online activities. This evening, SEL is conducting the first session of SEL By SEL series, where SEL members present their ongoing research and an expert provide guidelines or suggestions to the presenter. This evening, our expert for the session is Professor Prasannansu from the National Law University, New Delhi. He is the project coordinator of study and research towards preservation and promotion of indigenous and endangered languages. He was also the member of the publication committee of the Linguistic Society of India. His knowledge and interest covers a wide range of areas: sociolinguistics, psycholinguistics, neurolinguistics. His skill and expertise are in law and language, law and literature, law and communication skills. Welcome to the forum, Professor Prasannansu, and thank you so much for being with us here today. And the presenter for this evening is Sapna Kashyap, who is doing PhD at the University of Lucknow. We all gathered here to listen to an interesting subject, Raji, exploring an endangered language. Over to Sapna Kashyap.
A very good evening to all of you. Myself, Sapna, and I'm going to present about an endangered language, that is Raji. Now, as ma'am told, this is the forum on which we can present our ongoing research. So this is something what I found in my PhD ongoing research. Now I'm going to share my screen. I hope it is visible to all of you.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, so let me tell you of a little detail about my work, that I have started this courses in 2018 as my master dissertation. So I found this language very interesting because I was having a little interest in learning the different languages. So this particular language, Raji, this tribe is located in Uttarakhand, and now they are, earlier they were hunters and gatherers and living in the forest of Uttarakhand, but now they are slowly and steadily coming to the mainstream of our country. Now, a little information about this tribe. It's an ancient tribe of Himalayan region, as I told that this particular tribe residing in Uttarakhand, and this tribe has been first time noticed by the Commissioner of Kumaon CW trial in 1823. They are hunters and gatherers, and they are also practicing agriculture. They found in dense forest of Pithoragarh and Champawat. They both are the district of Uttarakhand. These now we all know that the forests are no longer very dense, and they can't be living there. So now they are starting getting in touch with the mainstream community. They are very less in number because their hamlets are very far off on the mountains. So people are not able to reach to their hamlets, to their villages to do the census and everything. But uh, we have got the chance to meet with the families and to collect the census also. So yes, there are 20 to 25 houses in every villages that they are staying in. They are the descendants of the prehistoric Kirats. They are also there is a story that has been very popular about them, is that they were previously the kings of Ascots, and then they have been disbanded their palace, and they were having some war into their family, and this particular brother has been sent to the forest, and then its a whole its whole family was living there, and that's how they are living in the forest. Their lifestyles and the food habit and the dressing patterns are according to the places where they reside. They also do some cultural activities and rituals that they keep them very secret, that no one from outside is allowed to enter their rituals and activities, as they are very shy, so they are not talking very freely to the people who are coming to talk to them about their livings, or if the person is also coming from some government department, or any research researchers are coming, then also they are not interested in talk to them. And the literacy rate is very low, because they are using different primitive things, primitive tools for agriculture, and the traditional methods still, because they didn't found the education very important for their tribe earlier. But nowadays when they have started to coming into the mainstream, now they are getting indulged in the education system as well. The areas in which they reside, they are shown as the following map. So this is the map of the Raji hamlet. Now, this particular tribe is found in India and in Nepal also. That in Nepal, they are known as the Nepali Rajis. And in India, they are known as Raji or Rauti or Ban Rawat. Now, this particular term, sorry. So these the red markers are the villages of these Raji peoples. So they are mainly Chipaltara, Madanbori, Putachorani, Altadi, Khirdwari, Jamtadi, Kimkhola, Ganagaon, and Bhuktirwa, and Chakarpur also. Now, this particular place, Chakarpur, is in Champawat district near Tanakpur. So nowadays, people are migrating from the hilly regions to the plains. Now, these Raji peoples are migrating because the lifestyle at Champawat in Chakarpur is quite easier in comparison to the lifestyle of the higher altitude as Chipaltara and Madanpuri. Now let's talk about the language. Now the name of their language is Raji, and its code is JNL. The language they speak is of Tibeto-Burman language family and is known as Raji or Rauti in the same manner as their tribe is known. The language is in contact with Indo-Aryan languages like Kumaoni and Hindi, and as a result, the vocabulary is much affected by these languages. Now, this is a very important factor to know, that when they are coming to the mainstream and they are coming down from the hills to work in the markets, both men and women, they are getting touch with the Kumaoni people, and maximum time they are speaking in the Kumaoni language. Nowadays, the transition is very easy, and they can go up and down twice or thrice in a day. And because Hindi is very prominent in their region, so they are also well known of Hindi, and they are talking fluently in Hindi. So they use a mixed language, that is Kumaoni and Hindi in the market, and at home, and with their native people, with the Raji people, they are using the Raji language. The major reason of the contact is the market when they come to work on daily basis, because they are the hunters and gatherers. So earlier what they were doing is they were collecting the woods, and because they were very shy, so they were just coming at the dawn of the day, and they were just uh, keeping the logs in front of the houses, and people used to keep a few things like clothes and food in front of their houses, so in return they were taking the things back to their houses. Now when they are coming to the market, so language is slightly shifting towards the changes. Now the term language shift is language shift occur when a community of user replaces one language to the another language, or to shift to the other language. In today's concern, we can say that they are not eager to learn their own mother tongue, but they are eager to learn Hindi and Kumaoni, because they find these particular languages very useful for them, because the language of the work and the language of the education is Hindi and Kumaoni. So here is one example. Now vocabulary is being replaced. So earlier the word chiran was to use to cut the wood. It was a verb, but now because they are coming to the main, they are mixing with the people, so they are simply saying lakdi katna. So here, this is how they are neglecting their language. Now, all the community member speaks a highly mixed variety of language because education and literacy development occurs exclusively in Hindi, and bilingualism is very prevalent in the community because the medium of the education is Hindi, and the teachers who are teaching there, they are Kumaoni people, so they are speaking in Kumaoni and Hindi. So when the parents are taking their children to the schools, so they have to ultimately talk to them in the Kumaoni or in Hindi. And they are also feeling these languages as the status symbol, because the other children, they are coming from the Kumaoni background, some are from Bhutia community, or the other communities residing there, so they are fluently speaking Hindi, so they find it the status symbol that if they will speak Hindi, then people will think that okay, they are also educated. Now the medium of education is Hindi, and yes, English is also being taught as a subject. Due to this, the upcoming generation is bilingual and is using Hindi fluently at the place of Raji. Now they in the Uttarakhand generally, because these hamlets are very far off from the plain area and from the main market, so they are having the residential school where children reside there, and at the weekends or at the festival times they are going back to their houses. Now one tendency that has been noted, that the children, when they are in the school, yes, they are not mixing with the other children, but still they are speaking in Hindi with the other Raji children as well. They are not using their mother tongue. And the students which I've met, they were in class 6 to class 12th students. They were knowing their language, their mother tongue. They were knowing how to speak in Raji, uh, but in the schools and in the marketplaces, they are using Hindi and Kumaoni very fluently. The influence of social media is also can be seen on the community members as the network gets better in the last few years. So now the connectivity is everywhere, and people can easily connect through the social media. And social media, and it is also a very it's a thing which is taking the interest of by the young children. They are using mobile phones, they are having smartphones, they are making short videos and the reels as well. So they are also using their Hindi or the Pahari language, because the songs are in Pahari language or Kumaoni language. So they are also neglecting their language here. Now the language maintenance. Language maintenance can be thought of as a survival of the language in a situation where it might be expected to be endangered. Means uh, through the previous information we can get to know that if the parents are also not speaking their mother tongue, and the children at the early stage of their life, they are not able to learn their mother tongue, they are learning Hindi only, because the parents are thinking that they if they will learn Hindi, they will understand Hindi easily, so it will be very easy for them to go school, to go the marketplaces, and their life will be so easier. So yes, it is very important for a language to be maintained by their native speakers. Raji is consistently maintained as the language of home, family, and religious activities, but outside their hamlets, for example, markets or workplaces, they use the local Kumaoni dialect or Hindi. So yes, at home they are using their mother tongue, and in the rituals as well. As I've told previously, that in their rituals, in their traditions, the outside people are not allowed. But nowadays they are calling the priests from the Kumaoni community, and their rituals are also getting affected by the Kumaoni, by this Kumaoni priest, because whatever the Kumaoni people are following, the rituals are being followed in their marriages. Now they are also started to follow those traditions. The medium of education is Hindi and English, and due to this, upcoming generation is bilingual and using Hindi fluently at the place of Raji. They are not, and even they don't know, some of them, they don't know their mother tongue's name is Raji. Many of them, they are calling it apni bhasha, and the younger ones studying in classes 1 to class 3, because they don't have the primary classes. So children are getting admissions in class 1 only, so they are not even able to speak Raji properly. They are speaking in Hindi. Now why we can say that this language is an endangered language. So an endangered language is a language that is at risk of no longer being used as its speakers shift to another language or die out. Nowadays we can't get a very pure form of Raji, as the older people who were speaking the pure form of the language are died, or they are so old that they cannot come out of the houses or not talk much. So by this phenomena, we can say that this language is endangered. The three main criteria that I have used, they are the guidelines. So the number of the speakers currently living, yes, the numbers are increasing of the community, but not of the speakers of the community. The second one is the age of the native speakers. Now, age is a very important factor, because if the younger one will not understand or learn the importance of mother tongue and the uses of the mother tongue, so the language will no longer be in use in the future, and the young children are speaking fluently. So yes, the young children are not at all speaking the language fluently. So this is here is the WOMS endangerment scale. So on these four scales, any language can be called endangered, seriously endangered, moribund, or extinct. Now, endangered means no children learn the language. Now, in the case of Raji, it is very prominent that the young children are not using the language. Seriously endangered, the youngest speaker are in the parent generation. Moribund, the young speakers are in the grandparent generation, and extinct means no speakers of the language remains. So by this scale, we can keep the Raji on the very first one, that is the endangered language, because children are not learning their language. Why we can say that, and what are the major reasons that why this particular language is in danger? Contact with the local people while working in the market. So they are residing very up on the hills. So for working, for work, for purchasing the groceries, for fulfilling their daily needs, they have to come down in the market. And in the market, 70 to 80% people are from the Kumaoni communities, speaking Kumaoni and Hindi as well, because the tourism is also very prominent over there. So when people are from outside are coming, so the shopkeepers and the drivers and other people who are providing the facilities to the travelers or to the researchers who are visiting there. So they speak fluent Hindi, they understand Hindi, and some of them are also understanding English as well. So for because of the contact of this contact to those peoples who are fluent in Hindi and using Kumaoni into themselves and in the market, so these people are also using Hindi in the market because they think that this is the language of the work. If they will not be able to speaking these languages, Kumaoni and Hindi, so they will not be getting any work. People, especially women, are being the sole earner of the family, have to go for different work to the local houses. So this community is also a women-led community, we can say that, because all the responsibilities from giving birth to a child, taking care of the child, growing it, the child up, and also taking care of the daily needs of their family, the women are doing all the things. They have to bring the woods from the forest, and also they have to earn the money so that they can fulfill their needs. And when they are going to the local houses, firstly they were not going to the houses. They were working in the market only, because the Kumaoni people were thinking that because they are living in the forest, they are not competent enough to do the work. But nowadays, the women are coming down and they are working in the houses, in the local houses where the ladies are there. They are doing some constructions work, and uh, they are also helping the ladies in the household work. So that they can earn money, or in return some of the times they are also giving them the grades. Due to the medium of education is Hindi, children often speak in Hindi in the school, or during their classes, and during as they are living in the residential school, they are talking in Hindi throughout the day. Some of the times they are also speaking in Kumaoni. People encourage their children to speak in Hindi so that they can be fluent in the language, and thought it will be helpful in their development, because the entire syllabus, the entire things that they are learning are in the language Hindi. And if the children are further getting the higher studies, or going to class 12th or 10th, so the medium of education is Hindi, and the children which are having younger ones, so they force them to speak in Hindi, because they think that it will be helpful in their future. Nowadays, due to the better connectivity, young children are in the influence of social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, TikTok, etc. And again, here the medium of connectivity is Hindi and English. So children are also getting in touch with that. Children also feel shy to talk in their mother language while outside the home. They The one reason behind this is also that the children are when talking into their mother tongue, people seeing them with very strange behavior. That's why they often not talk in their mother tongue. Instead of that, they are talking in Hindi. No uses of the language by the people in the house, and because men and women working in the market speaking in Hindi there, and the children living in the schools or living at the house, they are speaking in Hindi, because now Hindi is more inherent in their lives and in their minds, that okay, if the same language is being used in the market and is the language of the communication, so why not to talk in the same language at home as well. Other reasons are also natural disaster or displacement. Here, natural disaster, I cannot say that there is a factor, because yes, natural phenomena are there, like landslides and rains are there, but people are not displacing due to that. But the displacement is migration, means the people are thinking that when if they will come to the plain area, if they will come down to Chakarpur, so they will get the work easily and they can earn more money in comparison to those who are living in their previous hamlets. Language revitalization. Language revitalization, also referred to as language revival or reversing language shift. It's an attempt to halt or reverse the decline of the language, or to revive an extinct one. This particular process is somehow important for this particular language, because now the children which are who are grown up, who are in from class 10 to 12, they are thinking that why our language is not getting that respect in the society. So now this language is being revitalized by uh, by the researchers and the native speakers as well. A very fantastic example of the revitalization of this particular language is Professor.
Yeah,
Is anyone saying something?
Please continue.
Okay. So our very own the founder of this particular this Society for Endangered Language, Professor Kavita Rastogi, has also been working since so long on this particular language, and she has done a tremendous work on this. She has developed the orthography of this language so that this language can not be only in the verbal communication, but it can be also in the written communication, or a script to be there, so that this language can be standardized. Language reclamation is a method by which revitalization can be done. Now, reclamation means that we can make the young children or the young generation use their mother tongue, so that the uses of the language can be increased. The various subtypes of the language reclamations are revitalization, revival, or renativization, and heritage. So these all terms, these all subtypes are useful in the different context. Here, in the context of this language, we are using the term revitalization. The term revival is being used for the language that is extinct somehow, and then they are reviving the language again. A best example we have, that is Hebrew. Renativization means the people are not using their mother tongue, or they are not residing with their community, so they are not using their language. And then again they have started to coming with in the community and using their language. Now, revitalization of Raji, what is done so far? So the following work has been done for revitalizing the language. Now, Raji revitalization phase 1, and it has been started in the year 2002. Now, as I have told you all that uh, Professor Kavita Rastogi has been working on this language since so long. So this revitalization phase 1, the major development was the orthography development and the alphabet readers that she has made by her hands only, because at that time the technology was not very handy. So she has gone to the field, and then she has collected that data personally, and then she has compiled all the data and made the alphabet reader. Phase 2, 2080s, and this was the time that I had also been included into the team to work with this particular community. So at that time period, ma'am has introduced the script and also encourage the users of it, after giving them the alphabet readers book, so that the young children can read the alphabets and they can make different words from them. So that if because it is everyone knows this, that if the children are getting in touch with the alphabet, so throughout their life they are remembering the alphabets. Then the workshop was also being done, that was the storytelling, and that the children from classes 5th to class 8th, they have made the stories, and then they have further translated the stories into their mother tongue. And then after, with the help of the society, and by several uh, by this ma'am has done this work. And we have also uh, making the women of their community making the traditional jewelry that they were using previously, and nowadays nobody is using that. So this is now a heritage of this particular tribe, that they were making a very beautiful designs by the seed beads, by using the threads. And they were as this tribe was descendants of the king's family, so they were also they are very fond of wearing the jewelries. So they were making the jewelries on their own, because they were not coming into the markets, and whatever was available in the forest, they were using them in like the ornaments. But now we are helping the women's by providing them the materials, and making them practice on the same, so that they can uh, make this jewelry, and they can use the jewelry once again. And now not only the women's, but the children which are grown-ups, they are also taking interest and making the jewelry. Traditional pot making, the men's were often making the pots, but now you will not find any pots. They were making the pots of the woods. They are finding in the forest. This now this art is about to die, because there are no one who knows this particular process, that how they were making the pots. Now revitalization phase 3, that was 2023. So in this phase, we have prepared a basic vocabulary chart that was made by the alphabets only. And these charts has been distributed to all the schools, so that children can see the charts, and they can remember their traditional terms for different things, such as body parts, color terms, number names, etc. Government is also being helpful to these tribes, so that they can get into the mainstreams. They can fight to the hardship that they are facing day by day. So the community comes under the primitive tribal group, PTGs, and the scheme for income generation activities by national scheduled tribes, finance and development corporation, Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Government of India. Not only the central government, but the state government is also doing lots and lots of things to these communities, so that they can come into the mainstream. There are different NGOs which are working with these communities uh, to get the identification done, or the uh, uh, health related issues get resolved, because the medical aids are very less in number, and the connectivity is not very much. So in the harsh weather conditions, they are not able to get in touch with the hospitals, and they are not getting the medications. So these NGOs are helping out them, the workers of the NGOs, some of the times meeting and taking help the community members. And now the members of the community are also getting in touch with these NGOs, so that they can work for their community. So these are several schemes. Term loan scheme. This scheme is providing them soft loans so that they can start uh, something new, or they can make their houses. Is in Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. They are also getting the funds to make their houses, and the state government is also allotting them the lands so that they can make their houses. Adivasi Mahila Shashakti Yojana, that is AMSY. This is also a wonderful a step taken by the government, that they are making the women's more precise in their work. Um, um, they are running a short-term courses, like they are training them in the stitching, knitting, so that women can be at home, and with their household things they can also pursue these things so that they can earn extra money for them. There is a microcredit scheme that this is also a scheme in which people are getting loan. Then Adivasi Siksha Ran Yojana. By this, the brighter students are getting the not the scholarship, sorry. They are getting the loan from the banks on the least this interest rate, so that they can pursue the higher studies. As the government is helping them, and they are thinking that they can come into the mainstream, they government is running such schemes, and government is also taking the steps for their education. That is why they have made the residential school, so that children can live there and study well, and their upbringing can be much better. Because at home they are roaming here and there freely. They are the free people. They don't follow the rules. Nowadays also the teachers are facing the problem that children run away from the school in the night, because they don't fear darkness. They are living in the forest, so they run from the school, and then the teacher has to go to the community, and then they have to take back to the children. But now the tendency of this running out of the school is very less in number, but yes, it is there. So the conclusion that we are getting on, the children are bilingual because they are studying in the school where they have to stay there. They are well known about the language name. They call it Raji. Previously, the children were not able to name their language, but by the steps of the government taking, that now they know that they are the scheduled tribe, and they do have certain extra, they have reservations, and they have facilities given by the governments, and they have to avail that. And one more thing I want to add, that the governments are also giving the scholarships for all the children, so that their parents sending them to the schools, because the parents were thinking the sending the children school is a wastage of time. If they will go in the market with them, they will do some work and they will earn some money. But by these scholarships, now children are staying in the schools. Children learn English in the school and speak in Hindi in schools. The parents promote using Hindi at the place of Raji. Children are getting in touch with English and Hindi. And because of the working language and the communication language is Hindi through in the market and in the community as well. So parents are promoting the Hindi only, because and they don't find Raji very competent. Children, when at home, speaks in Raji with their parents and friends, because certainly now also there are some older people speaking Raji, so the children are also, but not that much that they don't have the pure form of the language. Parents, especially father, speaks in Hindi, and mother, who are working member of the family, they speaks in Raji as well as Hindi. Some of them also know Kumaoni, the local dialects of the dialect of the region. Now, women's are emphasizing on the children to learn Raji because they know that it is their mother tongue, and it is very important for the children to learn their mother tongue. Some of their rituals are done in Raji, but they do it in Hindi or Sanskrit because the person who comes to do it is a local regional person. Yes, they are having several rituals, as I have told earlier, that they are not letting any outsider one in that particular ritual. But yes, now they have started to doing in Hindi or Sanskrit because the priest, the person which is coming to perform such rituals, is coming from the Hindi background or the Kumaoni region. So they are doing it them in the Hindi and Sanskrit. Now we can say that Raji speakers are coming in mainstream by working among people from outside and other regions of Kumaon, not only in Pithoragarh, not only in the Jaljibi area, that is a nearby market or those hamlets, but they are also living in Nainital and Dehradun to work for work purpose. Education is the main reason behind the language shift and the maintenance. Because they are learning new languages, and it is being maintained because now the children are thinking that they have to give the respect and their language should be well known. Raji has borrowed many words from Hindi and some other language because the usage is too much. I found things like children are very concerned about learning Hindi and want to be fluent. Yes, I found this because ultimately they have to go with they have to go through with the examinations, and in the examinations they have to write in Hindi, and if they will not be fluent in Hindi, they will not score good in the examination. So they want to be fluent in Hindi. Yes, study methods can be very helpful towards building new thoughts about their mother tongue so that they will use it continuously in future. Now, by those steps that has been taken by the government or by such NGOs or by society, that now children are learning their mother tongue with interest, and now they are thinking that they have to take up their language in the future. Being limited to the small community and having less number of speakers aren't the only deciding factors of the for language shift, but not willing to represent the language as an identity of the culture, thus flowing away easily with the flow of dominant language, and their financial needs are the major factors for language shift and death. And yes, this is a very important factor that they have to meet their needs and they have to earn money for their families, and wherever they are working, the language they are speaking, that is Hindi. So when you are into touch with a particular language, you certainly use that particular language without knowingly. So this is the same happening with the community. Most of the parents think that since children automatically acquire language after birth, they should learn only Hindi to survive in today's society. However, here they lack the intellect of thinking that this approach will make Hindi their primary language, and it will lead the next generation to acquire Hindi, not Raji, as their first language. So the parents are thinking that learning Hindi is very, very important. It will be helpful for them in the studies and the future as well. So they thought that, okay, everybody else around them is speaking in Raji, so ultimately they will learn their language. But due to this negligence, now children are learning Hindi as their first language. as we find a slight change in their condition, and the government is also making huge efforts to bring them into mainstream, we can hope that we will witness a better approach of Raji people towards their language. Now, yes, the changes are there. We can see them because now the grown-ups, the students which are pursuing the higher studies, they think that their language to be respected and it has to be a written form. So yes, it's a big change into the community that now they are in the favor to save their language. So these are the references. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
That was a wonderful presentation, Sapna. I will request the expert, Professor Prasannansu, to give his comments and suggestions.
I was just carried away by the presentation. It was very fascinating. She mentioned the word Kirat in the beginning, and I was thinking of Kirata Juniyam, which is a Mahakavya of Bharavi. And the opening lines of that Mahakavya in Sanskrit is Vagarthiv Sampriktau Vagarth Pratipattaye Jagat Pitarau Vande Parvati Parmeshwarau. So this is a dialogue between Kirat. Shiva disguised as a mountain dweller. So Kirat is a general term usually, but I think for this community, Kirat has been used. And why I recited this slok, because linguistically also, most of you are linguists, I think this is a very, very apt thing, a very apt thought, a very important, profound linguistic thought. Vagarthiv Sampriktau. Thank you. I have been associated with SEL. I have been lucky that Professor Kavita Rastogi ji has admitted me as a member of SEL, and she is the one who is who I identify with Raji, with Rastogi language, with endangered languages, and of course SEL. This is a very unique effort and really a wonderful one. As all of you have seen, you have witnessed through this presentation how important this work is and what is the scope of this. It is, and study of endangered languages is not only about a handful of people. Actually, the number of can you please mute all non-speakers? Yeah. Thank you. So, an endangered language is
तुम सबको लेट करते हो, ऐसे ही करते हो, क्या पहनना है?
Any endangered language is not about only about a few people, as I was saying. For example, Raji language is spoken in India and Nepal by only a handful of people. According to estimates, 300 speakers are there, and at the most 1,000, between 500 and 1,000 between India and Nepal. But what is the significance of this language or any other endangered language? The significance is that it embodies a knowledge system, a lot of knowledge, which is human knowledge, which is not just community knowledge limited to a community, is embodied in the language and coded in it and intertwined with it. It is about the plants, it is about the fauna, it is about the culture, thoughts, philosophy, ways of life, technology, and some mentions of technology you have made, like pottery, how to make different artifacts of life, clothes, foods, unlimited number of things, jewelry. So all that will be lost if we lose a language. And the ways for preserving it, promoting it, rejuvenating it have been very well outlined by you, and the efforts that you are doing. Basically, it is a report more than just a lecture. So practically, I think some people who are there in this meeting would have been associated with these efforts. So this is a very enriching experience. You have mentioned about social media. I would like to make a comment. I have also worked on Garhwali and Kumaoni. It's very interesting to know that Raji language speakers are shifting to that, but even these languages are endangered languages. I worked on these languages and we have used social media. Like social media can also be a tool of preserving these languages. Like it is very simple. Everyone has a cell phone these days. Um, you can involve the youngsters, teenagers into this. Like they can make small videos of their rituals, festivals, and events. For example, marriage ceremonies, birthdays, or any other special ceremonies, because in some communities, birthday is not that important. It is not so universal, but different ceremonies maybe or different events of life may be important. So one of the persons who was working as an informant in our project for Kumaoni language, her daughter has started making videos. She directly is not doing it, but her daughter has been inspired, and I can even share the link. You can see how wonderfully they are documenting the language and knowingly or unknowingly promoting the cause of their language. Uh, Coming to another point that I noted, you mentioned that children speak Hindi amongst themselves in the school. But before that, I missed that point perhaps. Perhaps you said that they know Raji language, but still they speak Hindi. Is it the case? Yes. So
Yes,
this
yes.
is only an example of shrinking domains. So endangerment is an outcome or is dependent upon these shrinking domains, like in which domain you are using. And you have used the word they feel shy. It is not simple shyness. There is much more to it. Like we feel shy out of the fear of being ostracized. So people think that your language or your culture or your identity is inferior in some way. You feel shy. Suppose you know English and you go to a place where many people don't know English. Even then, perhaps you will speak English. You won't feel shy. Now reverse the
Right.
situation or think of any other dominant language. In
Mhm.
many parts of India or especially North India, Hindi may be the dominant language. So if you speak that standard Hindi, you don't have to feel shy there. So the shyness also encodes a lot of things. So that is the aspect of society. Society's sensitization is also essential. And Raji language has many features, like it's a tonal language, being Tibeto-Burman. It's SOV language, and its other name is Botany also. I think it is rarely used, and it is of the semi-nomadic people, so that explains the distribution between India and Nepal. And uh, people have to everyone has to work. Now their livelihood is shrinking in the forests due to changing needs, climate, many factors are there. And we always have to, when we are working on endangered languages, we have to weigh between two extremes. One is integrating with the bigger communities so that we can trade, we can have jobs, we can have education, and at the same time preserving our own identity. And for preserving the identity, the first and very important thing is language. So this is a eternal fight, I think. which continues. And finally, the last thing I would like to say, and now it is exactly 7 p.m. also, I think that is the time. So last point will be national education policy. Luckily, it has been talking about mother tongues, indigenous languages, and education in them. There are several provisions. So that is also a tool in our hand with which we can preserve and promote endangered languages. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Anybody else? Any questions from the audience? Thank you so much, Professor Prasannan Sood.
Thank you.
Dr. Bishakha, this is Alindra. Yeah.
Oh, hello, Alindra. You have a question?
Happy to see you. Yeah. It was a very good, presentation, but I'm so sorry I could not attend from the beginning. So yeah, I just have a couple of questions. You said somewhere that the children are neglecting their language. Okay. Then again, you have said somewhere in the conclusion, maybe the third point, that they are using the language in their families with their parents and friends. Is there any other situation where Razi can be used, except family, like somewhere in the marketplace, okay, some public places? If there is only one situation like family, then is it possible for them to use the language outside, like in marketplaces or public places? And then one is, I just wanted to know, this is a very small population, so are they staying in a single location or different locations? Are they scattered, or they are staying together in a particular place? That I wanted to know. Then again, one more question I just wanted to ask you. So if you did the revitalization phases, like phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, so from 2018, from phase 2 to phase 3, this is still 5 years. In between 5 years gap is there, but we can understand that there was a lockdown also in between. But why did you delayed it from 2002 to 2018? So this is also another question. So if you did the revitalization, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, so the answer of the first question, that they are speaking in Raji in the marketplaces, but among themselves only. If 2 or 3 people have gone from the same backgrounds, like same community, so they are using there. But with the shopkeepers and with the local peoples, they are using Hindi or Humauni.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry, I forgot the second one. Can you please repeat?
Yeah, this is, I just wanted to know whether the language is spoken in a particular place or different places. Are they
No.
scattered or, yeah?
Yeah, so this particular language is spoken into several hamlets of district Pithauragarh,
Okay.
nearby a marketplace named Joljibi. Along with that, they also have a village in Chakarpur that is nearby Tanakpur. So it is a very place you can reach very easily. So it's not a hilly area; it's like a plains only. So they are having around 7 to 8 hamlets where they are residing. And as sir mentioned that yes, there are several several families are residing in Nepal also, but the condition financially and socially, the conditions are very different for Nepali Rajis and for the Indian Rajis. And as you say that in 2002, Dr. Rastogi was working on the language.
Okay.
So, ma'am, yes, in those times, getting into touch with the community, because the connectivity was not there, and you have to personally go on the field for collecting the data, for getting touch into the community peoples. So it was very difficult for her also to collect the data, to elicitate it, to confine the data, and then produce something, fruitful. And as I told that in the beginning, I have joined this work in 2018. So since 2018, I am working with ma'am and going with her and on the fields, and yes, I'm giving my like less or more contribution into the work.
Okay, thank you so much. So you have developed any orthography to write the language?
Pardon, your voice was
Any
cracking.
writing system
I
already
think
you
there
have
is some
developed?
network issue.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Have you developed any writing
Yeah.
system? I mean, the orthography.
Can you please repeat?
Yeah, orthography development. Have you done that already, or it is still going on?
I have.
I think there's network issues, Alindra.
Yeah.
From her part, I believe.
Yeah.
Because I can hear you.
Perhaps
Presentation.
okay.
So
Madam,
ma'am is here. Ma'am can tell about this
Yes,
nicely.
madam.
Over to you, ma'am.
I think he was asking about orthography system.
Yes, ma'am.
Alind, you wanted to know.
Yes. Am I
Yeah.
audible now, madam? Yeah. Just I
The
want-
development of orthography was done by me and with the help of the community
Okay.
in 2002. So on the basis of that, we prepared alphabet grammar, and lots of resources have been created by us. For Sapna's presentation, I would also like to make few comments, if Vishakha permits. Vishakha? I think, okay. Sapna, a very important point. Raji is a primitive, vulnerable PVTG. Government has given them a name, and there are only few PVTG groups in India. So this is very important. And other than that, Prasnanshu ji was asking about, has mentioned about social media. I think Sapna forgot to mention this, that we collected their ethnobotanical information with the help of the community, and we train children how to record that data in their mobiles and how to send that data through WhatsApp to us. So now they can make videos also, and they can make recordings also. But what she wanted to emphasize, once when we conducted a workshop, as soon as we were back from the field, what we noticed that all the children were on either Facebook or Instagram. So in the beginning, and they don't use the minus point among this community, what I have observed, that children don't want to use their language on media, on social media. They are comfortable, and they don't like to use Hindi also in Devanagari. They use Hindi language, but using Roman script. They are comfortable in that. And I'm trying to motivate them to use their own language. But still, I'm not getting any good results. So we have used different social media platforms for them, and we are trying to create one for them also. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I also have one question. I was actually wondering if the middle-aged women can sing in Raji. Can they sing?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They are. There is a lady. Her name is Tulsi. She is performing their songs and their traditional dances also on different platforms. The one I remember is being done in Dehradun, and it was a social, it was a cultural cultural performance all together from all the communities. So she has represented Raji with a few students from the schools. So they have performed the dance.
So songs are still existing in the community. Raji songs.
Yes, yes.
That's
She is making new songs somehow.
In
Sometimes,
Raji.
yeah.
In Raji,
Yes,
right?
in Raji.
Okay, great, wonderful. Such a beautiful presentation, Sapna. Congratulations, and
Thank
keep
you,
up
ma'am.
your
Thank you
good
so
work.
much.
Any more questions? Any more questions? So, should I say thank you to all of you, and we'll meet again in the next session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Professor Prasannan. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Alindra.
Thank you very much.
Namaskar, Prasnanshu ji. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you all on next Friday.
Thank you,
Sure,
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank
Yeah.
you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.